What's going on? What's happening?
Oh,
I have a story for you.
Oh, thank God, because I don't have anything.
So, I went to a burlesque show.
Oh, with
and
feathers?
Folks, I'm in Utah. And we finally got a babysitter. And wanted to go to a burlesque show. Apparently, it's just like, I don't know. It felt like a bridge and tunnel crowd. You know what I'm saying?
No.
For this place. You know, as a Jersey girl, you don't know what a bridge and tunnel crowd is? Squeeze me? When you go to New York and, like, you're at a place...
Does that mean, like, it's full of trolls?
No, bridge and tunnel, meaning, like, people from New Jersey that come in through the Holland Tunnel or the like, Verrazano Bridge, like, all the bridges and tunnel people. You've never heard this phrase? It means people that don't live in New York City.
So that's the New Yorkers' version of a Benny.
Yeah!
Oh, wow.
A bridge and tunnel.
Oh,
so,
man.
So it's very bridge and tunnel. And
okay.
I was like, that's us, we're here. And I was like, okay, so have you ever been to a burlesque show?
I actually don't think I have, but I know, like, what it is.
Right. Listen, in Chicago, there's, like, epic ones, and the whole point is you're just literally watching people take off their clothes, okay?
Right.
To the point that, you know, you basically see none of the below goodies, besides maybe a butt, but you mostly see some boobs, but, like, they cover the nipples.
I was gonna say, aren't there nipple tassels we got going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the whole thing is, like, it's supposed to be, like, seductively taking off your clothes, but we're in Utah, and, you know,
the Mormons.
Like, yeah, so
what does Joseph Smith have to say about this? His word is law.
I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited to go to this. And I was like, there's two vibes here. There's the one vibe that's like, yeah, super Mormon religious, and like, if you curse or have, you know, alcohol, you're the worst person in the world.
Wear a nipple
tassel. And then the other vibe is like, we are compensating.
Oh.
So we're like, here's our sex shop, and here's our this, and like, wild, whatever. So I went in thinking, like, maybe this is the overcompensating area, and it's gonna be like wild if I'm crazy. It was not. It was the tamest burlesque show I've ever seen.
Oh my God.
And literally the way that the MC described it, they're like, the seductive, the unbelievable, the world's, like, you know, most incredibly naked woman introducing, like, Cupcake or whatever fucking name.
Cupcake? Not that.
And literally the woman was just, like, in a tight dress that, like, she would just, like, I don't know, like, do a belly dance. I was like, so...
That's everyone at the club on a Friday. What does that mean?
So that and when we started, she was like, "Who hasn't been to a burlesque show?" And then, of course, James is like, "Me." And at the end of this, I was like, "This was not a burlesque show.
Oh God,
this was the Utah censored version of like
the PG rated."
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. But what was impressive is they did like some Cirque du Soleil shit.
Oh.
And there was the one woman that would like, one of them was using like a giant hoop that hung from the ceiling. And then between sets, she would go in with tools, take it off, and then add like a stripper pole. And then take off that, and then like add like a sling thing. And that was, to me, the most amazing part of the
manual labor?
Was watching this
the
woman go in,
segment.
and she was like, using all her tools. And then she would test it. She was like literally pulling it like the woman wouldn't die. So yeah, their athleticism was amazing.
Damn.
She was spinning around, whatever, but like it was definitely not burlesque. I was like, this should have been presented as like Cirque du Soleil, but we're in Utah, so I probably should have lowered the bar.
Wow.
Literally.
Were there feathers though?
No.
Okay.
No,
all right. No sexy feathers.
Wow.
I
don't know. And so
all right. So you're gonna have Utah, to find another one.
I just feel like you gotta pick a lane. Either you're like moving into 2024 and you're like, listen, Mormons gotta be like more like chill. Yeah. You know, like you could go do your Mormon thing, but like just realize there's other people in the world and be inclusive. And so I was like, lame, you know? Lame.
I do know. And I don't know how I'm gonna connect burlesque to this movie. But there is dancing, and it's not sexy.
And it's burlesque in Utah.
There are no nipple tassels, and that's the same. So, yep.
Sisters who've seen it. We are the sisters who've seen it. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, 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 sisters. Sisters who've seen it.
Hello.
Hello.
Didn't see that one coming, did you?
I didn't.
Honestly, I didn't see this movie coming. I was sad.
Oh, sad.
I mean, this is a tough story.
Bridge, did your Catholic school PTSD just trigger itself deeply in your soul? And
I feel like this really is more about Passover, but like,
yeah, I mean,
they kind of like, religion washed it a little bit. I was gonna say, I feel like a lot of marketable, but oh man, this was a crazy story. Who are we? What is it?
Listeners, welcome back. welcome. We clearly have a lot to say about this movie.
Listeners, like, we've already been talking for like 2 hours before we actually start recording because we just want to catch up as sissies.
It's true.
And you guys don't need to hear about our moms and friends and whatever, okay?
This is true. Yes, so I'm going to introduce ourselves because we're not in Egypt.
Okay.
I don't know.
Do you know this movie was banned in Egypt?
I'm not surprised. It doesn't really paint
Muslim
a great picture of the Egyptians.
Yeah, I was going to say. That too.
All right. Well, listeners, we are the Sisters Who Seen It, the podcast where two sisters who are not movie critics look back on some of our favorites throughout the years through a psychological, ethical, and familial lens. I'm Katie.
I'm Bridget.
And when you believe, no hope is killed. Nope.
When hope is frail.
Frail? that's not phonetically rhyming. It's hard to kill. Yeah, wow. That's the song, guys. Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. Woo! What's the movie, Bridget?
The 1998 animated...
Woo!
The Prince of Egypt.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, we can't keep doing these back-to-back. I'll call them historical. I know, different people have different perceptions of that.
We did say this was historical fiction, and we were like, we will see. But it kind of is.
I mean, I don't want to offend any religion, but like, let's just say yes. And
we're already past that.
It's sad as hell.
Yeah.
It's sad as hell. And just the Titanic to this, the bed I'm sleeping in has just a wet spot of my tears.
Okay, but important question, just to make sure we're on the same page. You cried more at Titanic, right? I'm sweating.
I mean, yeah, but also like this is a really sad.
No, it's sad, but
story.
I cried not as much at this one, but it was also half the length of Titanic.
Enslaved people, and then like the brother relationship, and then them like killing babies because the Hebrews were getting too big in population. I mean,
there's a lot of killing babies in this. Yeah, this, and PG, by the way.
Oh my god, watching some of these as adults, I don't know if I recommend.
So I do have a question though, because we used to own this movie, and this was definitely like, for my age, the movie came out in 1998. This is a DreamWorks movie, and I was 7. So I watched this like a lot. So I don't know, maybe in a weird way, I was a little more desensitized to those things.
Well,
but did you like watch
to the soundtrack?
I was gonna say, did you watch this a lot when you were?
As we've established in previous episodes, I did not have TV control over anything in the household I grew up in. I was either vetoed by Jimmy or you, okay? And so I would just watch things, whatever. But what I did have control over was the basement and what I played.
And the karaoke machine.
Boombox, motherfucker. And this was such a bomb soundtrack. Hans Zimmer
still is.
Thank you very much.
How did I miss that? Hans, you son of a bitch. Thank God.
Hans Zimmer, you son of a bitch.
Thank God.
This is definitely your synopsis.
No, it's yours. I did Titanic.
God damn it.
Sorry, not sorry. Bridge, open up your Bible, open up the Torah, open up your notes from high school religion class.
Oh my God.
Old Testament.
Sister Regina.
I know for a fact you do have Bibles on the wall off to the side of where you are right now.
Oh my God. We do, but it's like Utah Bibles.
Oh, no. Okay, maybe those are different. I don't know.
Oh my God, do we actually have Bibles? Wait,
let me show you this
one thing.
You gotta find the Old Testament. That's what this is. This is pre-Jesus.
Okay.
It's gonna be in the beginning, because this was like what kicked off
I want to read it. This is the Holy Bible, but the Book of Mormon.
Oh, wait, I don't think that's gonna have this in there.
Because that's all new, right? The Book of Mormon's all the new stuff. Can someone educate us?
I saw Book of Mormon on Broadway, so that makes me an expert on the Mormon religion.
But I do want to tell you, I know this has nothing to do with the movie, but there is all these books, and one of these books showed up, and I was like, oh, is this the Bible? But it's not. It's The Frog Prince. Kate, look.
Is that a Band-Aid?
It's like a secret book to like hide money.
But what if you wanted to read The Frog Prince?
I was like, wait, what? Why do you have a secret book to hide stuff? Oh my god, it's such a weird Airbnb.
What's happening?
I don't know,
Oh
but I
my.
now have a Bible and a fake book next to me.
All right.
Okay, I am so sorry, people who are Jewish, and I ruined this synopsis, okay? So just bear with me.
I mean, I do feel this is also in the Catholic religion, Moses.
Yes,
and
but I just feel like, the Hebrews.
probably Christian.
And
Well, it's definitely
it's
more
the Passover.
yes.
and I don't know.
Right.
But so let me. What year are we talking?
Oh,
when we do
don't
the
fucking
Prince of
ask
Egypt?
me. This is pre-Jesus,
Of course.
post-Cleopatra? Question mark? I don't know. Where was she? What was she doing during this
I
time?
don't hear.
Inventing eyeliner, I bet. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna skip over a lot of normal things. I'd say.
Okay.
Basically, the story starts out in Egypt. And
Yes.
it is a time where there are pharaohs who are gods and
Ugh.
literally enslave hundreds of thousands of people who are Hebrews.
Mm-hmm.
And their whole belief is the Egyptians are better, right? It's just like a tale as old as time. It's awful.
Mm.
And this moment in the beginning of the movie, which to be honest, I didn't connect it until later, but maybe you connected it because you watched it so much, where you see the famous story of what I think people think of Moses is Moses' mother put a baby in a basket
Yeah.
and set them down the river. And this is, I think, what people think of as Moses.
Yep.
And that happened, and at the time I was like, why is this bitch sending her baby down the river? And then I was like, oh, okay, I caught up later. And so the baby ends up in, like, the Egyptian palace.
Yeah.
Somehow got there. And so they raised this baby like it's their own. And so Moses was, even though he didn't realize that he was adopted, felt like he was an Egyptian his whole life. So he was this famous prince, and Ramesses is his brother, who was, grew up with him, but was like an actual blood son, and the oldest one, so everyone always knew he would be the king one day. And so you watch them get into shenanigans, but they're like kind of besties, Kate.
They are.
And,
they got a nice brother relationship.
They have a sweet relationship, and it's just like, it's very interesting family dynamics, whatever. And so as time goes on, all of a sudden, Moses has these moments where he gets enlightened by some of the Hebrew people who he learns later is his blood sister and brother that are like, you don't know that you're actually one of us. You're one of the enslaved people, and you're acting like you're better than us, but you don't really get it. And he has all these moments of like, wait, that can't be true. He goes to his dad. His dad's like, it is true, but his mom's like, it is true, but like, we loved you like a son, and it doesn't change anything. And he's like, well, now my entire world has been rocked because all these people could have been me. I could have been a slave. How are we doing this? Like, empathy in the moment.
Yeah.
So then he's like, I can't do this. I gotta go. There's kind of a crazy incident. We'll get to it. He leaves. And after he leaves, then he meets some badass who ends up being
cannot say her name.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes.
Zipporah.
Zipporah.
Zipporah in the desert.
Zipporah.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Zipporah in the desert, and he's like, this bitch is awesome. Her family's great. I'm gonna marry her. And then he just has this like cool life as a shepherd, and he's just chilling. I didn't realize there were sheep in the desert, but there are.
There are, babe. Who knew?
Okay. I no comment. And so Old MacDonald had a farm. And then, so he does his thing, and he's kind of chilling in life. He's like, I had one life, now I have another, but like, life's good. And fucking shows up because some goddamn sheep runs off and there's a goddamn burning bush. And he's like, what the fuck is happening in the desert? What's
this is
happening?
the enabling sheep. This is the enabling sheep right here.
Oh my God.
Yep.
And then it's God.
Yeah.
And God is Val Kilmer. And Val Kilmer's like, Moses.
Moses is also Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer plays God and Moses. And it's a very clear message in life for all of us.
So fucking funny. It's like Val Kilmer, Moses, God. Like, okay. You guys really couldn't get someone else? Whatever.
Nope.
So then God is like, yo, it's enough. This whole, like, all my people that are just being enslaved for thousands of years, like, they're done. They're done being slaves. You gotta go fucking fix shit. Go to your brother, tell him to fix shit. He's gotta make it better. And he's like, no, I don't want to. And then,
don't
like,
make
like,
me
yeah,
work. I want to hang with the
I-
sheep.
I'm just chilling in the desert, like fucking, what's that concert people go to in the desert?
Are you bringing up Burning Man again? Because
Burning
I swear
Man.
to God, you bring this up like every other movie. Do you want to go to Burning Man?
What?
Just tell me.
No,
Okay.
I would not fit in, but I think of middle of nowhere and then
Oh.
I think of Burning Man.
That is true.
So he goes back to his brother and he's like, yo, Aukies, but like God told me to stop basically doing what you're doing. And then there's giant back and forth conflict because his brother's like, I'm not going to stop it. And he's like, well, you kind of should because like God's going to do some mean stuff. And then God does some mean stuff and it's like really awful and sad and awful and horrible and we'll talk about
the
it.
ethics.
And then, like, all these things come true and are just magic, and then the people eventually get let go, but it's like a fight to the end, and then he uses his staff and the ocean splits in two, and then the movie's done.
It's when you believe. Hashtag, yeah.
I mean, I'm stressed.
I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot of drama happening here. It really is. And I was reading some fun facts after I watched it.
Oh my God, you were? Tell me.
Did. I read some. Okay, well, now I have to remember them. All right, it was either one of the writers or one of the directors had basically wanted to do a 10 Commandments remake.
Yes, that was what it was inspired of.
And then it was just like years and years had this idea and they were like, but we want to make it a cartoon. And everyone was like, no, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
But then it was Steven Spielberg who he like told that story like that or the pitch to. And then he was like, yeah, let's do it. Because I think they were saying Steven Spielberg was connected to DreamWorks at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, because he had some animation, like a Spielberg animation stuff that was happening in the 90s and whatever. And this movie, so DreamWorks, just some of the movies that DreamWorks has made that like kind of fits in this type of animation and the type of story where like we're singing all the time. Anastasia,
Oh my
classic.
God.
That's
Love
a
that
great
soundtrack.
one. I don't know. This probably would be like you might not know this one. The Road to El Dorado.
Yeah.
Okay, not for
I
you.
know of it, but
Okay.
not as close to it.
And then they did Joseph. It's like the Technicolor Dreamcoat Joseph story. I don't think I've seen that one. But yeah, then they got into like Shrek type of DreamWorks. And then like these types of movies stopped with this animation. But this was one of the first ones that they did. And I don't see when Anastasia was the year before. So it must have been Anastasia and then this movie. And they were trying to keep up with Disney with like all the songs and stuff. But honestly, thank God they had songs because I'm sorry, I wouldn't watch the animated 10 Commandments if we weren't singing like Whitney Houston, you know?
And we sang right away.
Right away. Oh, the first song is like, we're slaves. It sucks. We're dying. Help. And I was like, oh God, this is terrible.
Yeah. Yo, I read though that they did go out to a lot of like religious consultants and people praised the movie for actually listening to them.
So does that mean that literally pyramids are just made of mud, sand, water, and straw? That's all you need?
Probably.
Wow.
Should we Google it?
I don't know. Are there any engineers who listen? Because I don't know why, but I was like, really? I know I should be worried about other things that I am, but also, that's it? That's all you fucking need? To make a pyramid? Oh my God.
Quarried limestone.
Okay.
I mean, it kind of is. It's just like rock.
That's a crazy.
It's like crushed. It's a specific kind of crushed rock and water. I mean, that's kind of what cement is.
Yeah.
I'm with you. We have a lot of male listeners, so I'm sure some of you are going to tell us the real story. But I do feel like it did a good job, because like what famous, film house is like, let's jump into a religion film, right?
Yeah.
And it was pretty tame when it came to taking out pick this religion.
Mm-hmm.
It really took away. It was just like, we're going to just tell the story, but we're not going to like add in whatever. But I mean, they sing Hebrew and
they
do. So, which, oh my God, every song I was like, this is stunning.
So great. They're great songs.
Okay.
I could do without the Martin Short. I could do without that song personally, but everything else, yeah, bring it on.
I feel like there is a theme to making the best movies of all time, and it's having Hans Zimmer do the entire movie, which is centered around one song, and then you take pieces of it and just put it throughout the movie, because every single movie that's amazing does that. We have to do that.
I mean, for this movie, isn't it this first song? I feel like they reference this song a lot, where it's like, deliver us!
Yeah.
Everyone is sad, babies are dying, and you're like, oh my God. And then every time there's a sad moment, they're like, deliver us. I'm like, Moses, get on that.
When I was Googling fun facts, people talked about Moses being hot.
Okay. That's
weird,
that's
right?
too much.
Okay, I thought so.
That's
like,
not appropriate.
Why?
Okay.
I don't like
those
that.
people need to talk to their counselors. But this is where we see Moses's mom. So I don't know if this is the actual moment of murdering babies. I don't know if that was a singular event or if it was just a generic anytime a baby's born. You know what, Bridge? It did. And it's supposed to remind me of it. I thought of Willow, because Willow did the same. Willow had the exact same opening, minus the slaves, where basically all the firstborn babies are like potentially being murdered, and we have to put the baby in the basket in the water to save it. And it works every time. It's 2 for 2, you guys.
I don't know if it was that clear, because in the beginning I was like, why the fuck is this mom putting her baby in the fucking river? Because I thought, she doesn't want her son to be a slave.
Oh,
but
maybe.
Like, why the fuck? But then
I
later,
think it was connected.
I was like, they're all killing them. So if you're a mom, you're like, well, they're going to get killed anyways. Maybe God or fate or whatever will land them somewhere. And boy, was that true. But then we never saw the mom again.
No,
ever.
I think the mom, she died.
She was
but
outie.
it was any gender baby, right? Because the pharaoh later is like, they were growing too quickly, so it doesn't matter. I mean, for this one, though, it wasn't the firstborn. It was just like, we got to stop the babies. Like, stop the babies, which, in real life, like, still kind of recently, what was it? China had the no female babies thing for a long time, which is horrible and gross.
Now they're, like, struggling.
Good.
From,
okay.
Now they're struggling from that because they basically have no women to continue their population.
That's called a natural consequence of your actions, as I like to tell the children at school.
I am summarizing that.
Okay.
There's someone smarter than me that knows more. But yeah, and so you're like, okay, baby in a basket, Moses, blah, blah, blah. And then Miriam, who's his sister, is like, where's this bitch going, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, she's like, bye, mom and brother. I'm going to follow the river.
Oh my God, it was so traumatic.
Crocodiles and hippos.
Crocodiles, hippos, boats. And then somehow lands perfectly into the palace. And honestly, Moses, you really are the chosen one.
I mean, Moses,
are you fucking kidding?
Go buy a lottery card, you little infant.
Right?
Because that was luck.
But that's how Miriam knew. Miriam was like, I know.
And she was like, wow.
That he's not the real son, because no one else in the entire, country would know that. They just assume the mom had another baby,
Yeah. And I love how this isn't the pharaoh, this is the wife of the pharaoh. Why can't I think of what that name would be?
What was her name?
Was she just a queen? I guess we could just call her the queen.
Yeah, sure.
She already has a kid, but she's like, oh, cool. I don't have to birth another one of my own. Excellent. I'll just pick this one. I'm like, girl, if you wanted a baby, there's probably more, but okay.
Well, and it is kind of ironic that she's like, I mean, honestly, it's more white woman move.
Yes,
I know my husband's killing killing all these babies, but I'll just like take this guy.
I will be the savior
of
the babies we are murdering.
It's not a problem. I'm like, you are, as you would say, Kate, a bystander.
Bystander! Oh, there were so many bystander moments. You have no fucking idea. Anyway, and then we get a big time jump. Thank God, because I don't care about Moses' childhood. And now they're kind of like, how old did they seem? Like teenagers? Are they in their early 20s?
I would say early 20s.
Okay.
I got early 20s vibes because you had to figure the father was kind of slowly on his way out.
Yeah.
So I don't think they were like teenagers. I think it was more, because, you know, back then people are dying at what, like 40?
Yeah. Oh, right? So they're middle-aged now.
Yeah. And so I liked, okay. So Moses was kind of, hey, I'm the young son and I'm never supposed to be king, so I can just fuck around and like...
And he did.
You know, do whatever I want. And he did. And then Ramesses was more, you know, like, oh, I'll match your energy, but also I always get in trouble for your shit.
I literally wrote, this is some Richie Rich bullshit right here. Just like, they're just wreaking havoc and like disturbing all of the other like workers, and it's like, LOL, they're rich and it's fine.
They ripped a nose off.
The nose
of a pyramid.
How are we gonna fix that? Oh, that was another fun fact. That was a real like thing, and nobody knows the backstory of how this one Sphinx or whatever was missing a nose. So they were like, we'll just say it was that. And I'm like, that's cool. That's fun. That's a fun picture prompt idea.
Well, and it really, I think the point of it was showing their privilege. The point of it was, you know, you liked them because they were like nice and rowdy and fun, but you also, you know, realized that they were clueless at how, like, and they really truly believed the slaves were less than. And it wasn't in like the movie style where they're like, you're less than. They just kind of didn't think of them and they would just run them over or fuck up all of the sand.
Yeah,
they put
the
piles of sand.
Oh, the
and
sand.
then they fucked it all up and it was like a sand tidal
Someone
wave.
has to sweep that, and it's gonna be the slaves who haven't had like meals in days. Yeah, it's terrible. But we do pretty quickly see, which I, you know, as a psychologist, I always do appreciate when we see a little insight into the parenting of our family, because that does have a very big impact on who we become as people.
Katie has her finger up and she's pointing.
One finger pointing to you, the Lord. Remember this, because you also may not have been a great parent of Jesus. But anyway, excuse me. Sorry, did I say that?
God.
Will I be smited? I'm sorry.
You might be. Oh God, it's fine.
The Pharaoh, after they kind of like fuck up a bunch of shit in the nose, the Pharaoh, like he's talking to both of them, but he's really like coming down on
I
Ramesses.
know, he's so tough on him.
It's real tough, and he is just like, you suck. You better step it the fuck up. You're gonna be the king, and like you're not worthy, but like you're gonna be, and like get your shit together. And now here's more responsibilities, and like figure it fucking out. And then Ramesses.
God.
Is like, wham, sad. And I was like, you should be.
Well, and the pressure, he goes, it only takes one generation to take down a dynasty.
Talk about foreshadowing.
And it was implying, like, because you're such...
like a fuck
like
up.
An idiot fuck up, it's gonna be you. And then Moses is the one that's like, yo, Dad, you know that shit's me. You gotta be nicer to him.
Yeah, and then the Pharaoh's like, shoo, you know, adopted son, you're fine. We just, like, let you live here, and, you know, it's all good. But pretty quickly, there is, like, some ceremony where Ramesses is like, okay, you're promoted to something. We meet the priests who are
like magicians.
I mean,
are they witches?
Definitely not. I think they're supposed to be magicians and not like the cool ones. Like, you know, they're weird. And I think they're also human traffickers, because they're like, here's a lady with her hands tied up that we found in the desert, and now she's for you, Moses, LOL. And what the fuck?
That was just like glossed over.
Yeah.
That we trafficked a random woman.
Did that. Yep.
And then all the Egyptians are like, he. And then Ramesses is like, ha, Moses, all you. And he was like, oh, fine, ha. ha. But you know that if she didn't have that fight in her, they're going and having sex with her. Gross.
It's pretty fucking gross. And thank God, because this would have been a very different movie if she didn't sneak out. Because she ends up sneaking out. And I'm like, would Moses have
raped her?
done a mortal sin? Yeah. But she sneaks out, so then she's gone. And he this is where he kind of follows her. And isn't this where he goes in the village and he meets his sister and brother?
Yes.
This is this moment, right? Where
that's why he kind of steers away from the palace. Is he kind of admires her grit.
Yeah.
And he's following her, and because they're I don't really. They're just dumb boys. They don't really care about really finding a lady.
Right.
At this point.
They don't want to get tied down or whatever.
And he actually protects her. The guards were going to catch her, and he protects her. And, and then he's just intrigued and following her. And then bammo, runs into his sister and his brother, Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum! And the sister was Sandra Bullock.
I'm sorry.
What?
I believe Sandra Bullock as his sister. Jeff Goldblum was so distracting.
And I felt like they animated the brother to look like Jeff Goldblum, and I was like, I can't unsee it. Did you see it?
Nobody in 1998 realized that Jeff Goldblum would be who he is later.
He's just a walking meme.
He's just a walking meme. I mean, when I used to walk around at certain areas in Chicago, there was this sticker of Jeff Goldblum's head, and people would just stick it on random street signs.
I want that.
And then you would just laugh. And I can't take him serious as the brother of Moses trying to hold him accountable.
Wait, did you see the memes of him at the Super Bowl when they put him on the Jumbotron and he literally was such a noodle and was and they just kept him on for so long and he just danced by himself and it was amazing.
I'm looking this up.
I need you to look that up. But honestly, you could have copy pasted that Jeff Goldblum and put it in this movie and it would have been the same energy because this brother was just hey, Moses, what up? How's it going? And then Sandra's oh my God, it's Moses. See, I knew he'd come for us. And Moses is who the fuck are you guys? I was going for a nighttime stroll, watching the human traffic victim run off to her freedom. What's up? And they're you're our brother. You were adopted. Sorry to ruin your life, but we're doing it now. And Moses is shut up. No way, Jose. Absolutely not. And then Sandra, and this is definitely not Sandra Bullock singing. It's someone else who has a beautiful voice. It sings a lovely little song that their mom sang when Moses was a literal infant, but he has amazing memory skills. And here's the song and remember.
Is that real in psychology?
I don't think developmentally we can remember things before the age of 2, if I'm being real.
Some of the songs I sing to Kate, I don't know if I want her to remember.
Hello, everybody.
Beyonce's... Well, I was just going to say Beyonce's song came out.
Halo?
Oh my God, why am I blanking on it?
Texas Hold'em?
No, the album before this one. Oh my God.
Single Ladies?
Where it was Quit Your Job. What's that one?
Quit Your Job? I don't know, but I like the sound of it.
Break My Soul.
Oh.
Do you remember that one?
No, I don't know that one.
All right. Sorry, I have to stop the thing. By the way, as you were talking, I was looking up Jeff Goldblum.
Did you find him?
It's so fucking funny.
It's amazing.
Oh my God. His little yibba-dabba-dooba-doo-doo,
he's just
71.
such a noodle white man. Yeah.
God, but you know what? I fucking love him.
I love him too.
So,
but I don't know if I love him as an Egyptian in historical fiction.
I didn't.
Movie.
No, I honestly love him. Wasn't cast well in this.
Yeah.
However, in the movie, he was kind of the voice of reason to Miriam that was this guy doesn't think he's our brother.
Right.
He thinks he's the king and he's going to murder us.
Right.
So shut the fuck up.
He's this is self-preservation, not family reunion.
Yeah. But that triggered going back to mom and dad and being yo, I'm adopted? Wait, I rolled up in a basket?
I do love
that's gonna rock my world.
I love how the fucking Pharaoh, because the Pharaoh's the one, so Moses runs through whatever, their palace or some shit. He finds, it is the biggest fucking wall mural I've ever seen. It outdoes any mural you've seen in the cities.
Ever.
It's huge. And somehow,
in Philly, if you know Philly murals,
yeah,
it's Philly mural size.
It's probably bigger. And somehow Moses has never in his 20s 20 whatever years seen this big ass mural of literal baby genocide. It is so horrible. It's not even hiding what it is.
I've never thought of that. And he's like, what?
And he finds it in the fucking dark too. I was like, what do you mean, Moses? Did you like fall asleep in like your history class?
What triggers that is some badass animated dream that I kind of
Oh my god, I love that part.
That held up. I was
The
like,
hieroglyphic dream.
Who were those animators? They should be amazingly proud of themselves.
Oh wait, I have a fun fact about the animators. Do you want to know it?
Of course, that's why we're here.
Okay.
I mean, who else is listening?
Okay. Apparently, if the animators who were working on this movie like did a bad job, they would get kicked off the movie and they were then forced to go work on Shrek. And they used to call it, you got Shrek'd. And it was like a bad thing where it's like, oh shit, Tommy's getting Shrek'd. Oh shit, poor Tommy. Yeah. So like what the fuck is happening?
That's falling up. We call that falling up in management.
That is falling up. But anyway, kudos to the animators. Yeah, I love that part. I thought that was super cool.
That was so good.
Right.
And even the film itself, we didn't actually talk about this, but when it starts playing, you're like, okay, it's an old animation, but it didn't distract me.
No, it was.
You know how you watch
like,
certain things and you're like, this is boring, but that scene captivated me, and I'm with you. I never thought about how big this mural was.
It's huge.
He's like, Dad, did you kill babies? It's like bro, behind you is your whole life
on the wall. It's been there the whole time, and the Pharaoh,
God.
I just think it's so funny how he doesn't even like try to deny. He's just like, yeah, you're fucking adopted. Yeah, I killed the babies. What's the problem? Everything's great and grand. And you're like, dude, you can't even lie. Come on.
When you really think about it, it's like, why would they take in a baby that they know is probably not Egyptian?
Bridge,
you know what I'm saying?
I just don't know the answer.
I know we can't challenge religious fiction, but like, or whatever, truth or whatever, but like, I am like, now that I know all the details,
something's weird.
Doesn't make sense unless, but she wasn't a white woman. If she was a white woman, she'd be like, I'm gonna save him. And, that's my only way to justify your terrible behavior. Listen, it's years of trauma and complicitness. However,
oh God,
he sticks to his gun. Moses is like, you know what? That's fucked.
Yeah. Moses needs Jerry Springer is the moral of this revelation. God. It was like, you are not the
Jerry
father,
Springer,
Pharaoh.
Judge Judy, everybody's coming out, and Moses is like, I'm fucking outie. And then he kills.
Oh yeah, he kills
a slave driver.
Yeah.
What do we call them?
Guard.
Guard.
Okay. Guard. I don't even know. Yeah.
Which apparently you die if you kill a guard.
Well, that is one of the 10 Commandments, Brett. So.
Oh, okay. So then it happens, and everyone's like, "Whoa, that was like the prince. What do we do in this situation?"
Then fucking Ramesses is like, "It's cool. Like, we'll pardon you. No sweat, brother." And then Moses is like, "I don't want that privilege because I have feelings now."
He does.
He should have had feelings earlier, but he's got them now at least. So, yeah.
You know what? Radical empathy is important.
Brene Brown wrote some books, and you better fucking read them.
Actually, it's from a book cast.
Okay.
However, Brene Brown's kind of on the out now.
Oh, bye, Brene.
Look it up.
All right.
However, and maybe she'll come back. I don't know.
Okay.
However, I do feel like this was kind of one of those things that people gave him a little bit of shit, but he gave himself more shit. But I kind of thought, why aren't people more mad at him? Because Sephora, that is just like, oh, I remember you. She's just like, yeah, what's up? I would ostracize him from my family. Be like, you tried to rape me? Get the fuck out. And we're not helping people get there. But basically, he walks into the desert and ends up at her family's, camp.
I mean, he does experience a mummy-esque sandstorm, which I was like, I wouldn't hate if the mummy showed up right now. I'm not going to lie. Brendan Fraser's flying around in the background.
Wait, when is Brendan Fraser gonna come out with another film?
I'm ready.
Aren't you ready?
Brendan,
what is he doing?
Hello?
Oh, let's look it up.
Maybe he's gonna be on the next White Lotus season. Oh, just kidding. He's not. Oh my God. Wait, but you know who is and who's in this movie? Because we didn't reference yet. Ralph Fiennes. Elephant.
Oh my god.
How do you
he's
say that?
So good.
He is the voice of Ramesses, and he is going to be on the 3rd season of The White Lotus, and I'm fucking ready. Oh, wait, or am I mixing him up with... No, I think I'm mixing him up with Lucius Malfoy actor. Who the hell's that guy? Jason Isaacs. Never mind. False alarm. Sorry, you had to follow me with my brain thoughts there.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
What's
But anyway, we
happening?
still learned who voices Ramesses, so that's great. Back to the Mummy Sandstorm. Yeah, he basically gets, like, he follows a camel, he gets to a well, he's drinking water, these guys are stealing sheep, I don't know why little children girls are in charge of the sheep, but they fucking are, and then Moses saves them, saves the sheep, falls in a well, I don't like it, it's too close to the ring, we'll never like it, and yeah, then he gets saved, and he just hangs out with these people, and this is another song. What the fuck is the name of this song?
Okay, but there was a point to this family accepting him, which was, you know what? When you are not the elite Egyptians, when you're creating this caste system, we accept you. You are just like a grifter, so to speak, in the desert, leaving, and you know what? You want to have some food? Sure. And he said, you protected my girls.
Yes.
You saved my sheep. I got you. Now, I think there's a rule that after, staying as long as, like, fish expires, what is that, if you stay longer than 4 days or something, like, you gotta, you know that phrase?
No!
Never stay longer than fish expire. Wait, I'm not saying.
I'm learning so many phrases from you today. This is great.
There's, like, family and fish. Wait.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I am all about it.
Wait, there's a better way to say it.
They did not have fish in the desert, Bridge.
Here we go. Guess, like fish, begin to smell after 3 days.
Damn.
That is really how long you should actually stay.
Well,
anywhere.
he definitely went past that.
He stays like fucking years.
Forever. Yeah, it feels like a long time.
His daughter, which I was like, bold move.
He goes from sitting with all of them at a nighttime fireside, not knowing what the fuck is going on, to then the dad starts singing a song that's like, everybody's important, but it's like better words. And they talk about heaven, look at your life through heaven's eyes, you're important.
Oh, through heaven's eyes.
La 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 la.
Actually, that was a really
It was a good song.
It was like, do you think the rock at the top of the mountain thinks it's better than the one at the bottom?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was like, deep motherfucker.
I mean, and I was like, haven't you guys ever seen A Bug's Life? Everybody matters. But anyway, yeah, and through this whole montage, it's him being accepted and then, like, connecting with the village. This is how he becomes a shepherd. And then, yeah, he just gets, like, fucking married. And I'm like, well, now Moses can bone. I mean, I guess he probably did before, but in the eyes of the Lord, it's better.
It's consensual.
That's most important, yes.
That's kind of the life. Like, you aren't a slave.
Yeah.
Pretty much all those hundreds of thousands of people. You're just, like, doing your thing, self-sustaining. I mean, they're the people that get an RV and peace out.
Yeah. And Moses is like, I love my life. I'm a shepherd. There are sheep in the desert. It's fine. Don't worry.
I mean, are they?
That's
the part.
I feel like they're hot, though. I worry about them. I'm worried, but I don't know
if that's real. But okay.
Well,
okay.
They're there. And one sheep, this is where one runs off. And Moses is like, where the fuck are you? And the sheep's like, bah. And this is where we get the iconic burning bush. There are many jokes I can make about the name Burning Bush. And I will restrain myself out of respect for people's religions. But we're all thinking it.
If you're listening to this podcast, we're allowed to make jokes because we are not claiming.
I'm just saying, if you find a burning bush in a cave, get it some ointment, okay? Because
you know
it's in pain.
Can I tell you what cracks me up about this scene?
Yes.
is he was like, Egypt? I don't want to fucking go to Egypt and tell my old fake brother to stop doing its thing. And then it was like, honestly, you could assume he might have been schizophrenic because then like Val Kilmer, who was him, yelled at him.
He got mad. God
like,
got
the
mad.
Fire was like, he was like, I'm motherfucking God. You're gonna motherfucking do what I motherfucking want.
Dude, he literally was also like, take off your fucking shoes. This is holy ground. And then I was like, uh-oh, I'm getting hocus pocus flashback.
Well, a part of me was like, wait a second. You just show up and now he's going to take off his shoes. And then the staff is literally, he's Gandalf. He has a Gandalf staff.
Gandalf. Okay, the quote that Val Kilmer God says is, with your staff, you will like have, but he's basically like, you have my powers with your staff. And he goes, and you'll smite Egypt with all my wonders.
Holy shit.
Why we gotta smite? Why can't, damn.
Yo.
That was 0 to 100.
It was.
My God.
Honestly, I can't even get into religion because I know people are such a hot topic, but fucking God was pissed.
He was like a little rude.
The escalation was like, hey, here's a bloody river.
Like, but
okay.
God, why now? Why is right now when we're pissed, God? Because
there
like
are so many pyramids.
There were lots of other bushes you could have burned. And other people have staffs. I don't know. I'm
gonna be real. I felt bad for Moses. I felt bad. If I was him, I'd be like, I'm not doing it. But then I feel like God would like kill me. I don't know.
Well, God literally said he's gonna fucking smite Egypt with his wonders, aka horrors of nightmare fuel.
Horror film.
And yeah, Moses then goes and tells his wife, and he's like kind of excited. But yeah, I think he was also like, fuck me.
But I gotta say, I liked his delivery. I mean, he was like, listen, Ramesses. And Ramesses was so sweet. He was like, oh my God, brother.
Oh my God, I love their reunion. It's so sweet for like 2 seconds.
He's like, brother, I missed you. I loved you. Like, he's like, because he doesn't know any different. He's like, you are my brother. I love you with all my heart. I'll pardon you. Like, I love you. And I felt like, I don't know, like I felt kind of bad for Ramesses. I know he like totally was the king and made people slaves and he's the worst, obviously. But also, what a shitty experience.
Bridge, this just goes back to, how we're raised, environment, nature versus nurture. He had both working against him, okay?
Both.
He didn't have any upstanders. Why didn't the Lord talk with Ramesses? This all could have been very fucking different.
Yes, I thought, what if
could have been different.
Oh my God, I love that you brought that up.
Yep.
I was like, wait a second. If the Lord could have gone to the mean people and be like, yo, do you know you're mean? There is a mural. It's really big.
He's like, you might not have noticed it. It's on the wall to the left, actually.
I'm going to give you this cool dream I gave Moses. And like, make a left or right and left. Use your Google Maps. And I just feel like, I don't know, because the whole time I was like, this is so Aki's from Moses. Moses is just trying to like, fight or flight. Moses is like, I'm not a fighter, but he had to be a fighter. And it was so, every time he's like, so this is going to happen. Then he was like, Ramesses, like, it's going to be like bad. And then his fucking kid dies.
Wait, Bridge, you are zooming. Hold the phone. I have things to add before we fucking get to the child death. The second child death, by the way, because there's many in this movie. Now I'm thinking, I really love the theory that you brought up that like Moses is secretly like terrified of God and is like, so anyway, because I feel like when they had their reunion, they're like, la, and then Moses is like, anyway, to the point, because I'm not staying, I don't want to stay long. I gotta get out of here. I left my shoes in a cave and it's crazy shit. Bad. He turns his staff into a snake. This is where we get the trash song by the priests, who is Steve Martin. And why can't I think of
Martin Short.
Steve Martin and Martin Short. It's pretty dumb. And they're basically like, we could do magic too, and like we believe in the Egyptian gods and your god sucks. And it's like, what the fuck? And then he just keeps trying to show him shit. He's like, here, look at the water. It's like turned into blood. And Ramesses like, fuck that. And then Ramesses doubles the workload. And he goes, I'm gonna blame it on God. And I was like, damn, that's rough.
I mean,
Okay.
most people blamed it on Moses.
Well,
They're
I
like,
was going
"Who
to say,
the
I
fuck
feel like
are
it's
you?"
more Moses's, but, you know, Ramesses, like, trying to stick it to the man-itis is what he has.
Oh my god, if you know that reference, you are a listener.
That's like
You are
episode
a goddamn
30-something.
listener.
It's in there. Yeah, somewhere in there.
You know the number. Oh,
Okay,
so
but
epic.
I really do love how they do the like brother relationship, because there are like little moments where they kind of do like talk and they kind of are getting along, but Moses just keeps sticking to his guns, where he's like, this isn't right, like, you know, you have to let these people go, and Ramses is like, nah, I'm gonna be the best pharaoh, I'm gonna be better than my dad because dad sucks.
And he's got a son, right?
He's got a
It's
son.
not like when you saw him be stubborn, his dad is behind him, like pressuring him.
Right.
He was stubborn because he was like, well, I want to gift this to my son.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a fascinating psychology experiment on your bubble, right?
Yeah.
Like, nobody in this film was like the movie's evil. In their mind, they're trying to do the thing that they thought is the right thing.
Yeah. And
it's just
this
crazy.
is the song. It's a really sad, dramatic moment in the movie, but I kind of dig this song, which I lovingly call the plague song, because it's the song that's playing as we see all of these plagues. And I don't remember how many plagues the Bible or whatever says
So many.
there were, but there were a fucking lot. And as the plagues are happening, and it's like people are like, ah! Like screaming in the background, it's like, I used to call you brother. They're just like singing to each other, like, I'm sad about my brother. And people are like, we're literally being attacked by locusts. Hurry it the fuck up, guys. Like, oh my god. And yeah, it's not good. I honestly think the killing of the children is the number one worst plague, but step under that is when you're sleeping in your bed and you get covered in bugs. What plague is that? What am I learning?
It was terrible, and it's not though the plague that like takes down like an entire nation at all. But I just feel like locusts are huge.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's some Jumanji, you rolled the wrong dice.
You know, the
shit.
frog. Yeah, I felt that way with the frogs, kind of, and just a lot of stuff. And this is another moment where I'm like,
wait a second. I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. Do you think right now The Rock and Kevin Hart are like, how do we do the Prince of Egypt? Because, like, you know they're thinking about it. And they're like, we could parlay Jumanji.
As their Jumanji characters. And it's just a, like, religious version of the Jumanji video game. There's an audience for that.
The Rock is the Pharaoh. And definitely Kevin Hart is Moses.
Not that.
And it's just hysterical.
Jeff Goldblum is himself,
he is
but
still
in
there.
Egypt.
He's still the brother to Kevin Hart.
He's the 80-year-old brother. Yeah, it all makes sense, yes. Oh my god. This whole plague thing, listen, God, I get it. You're smiting Egypt with all your wonders, but like, there were some innocent people affected by this, right? I mean, this is another like ethical moment where you're like, you're mad at kind of really one person, which is the Pharaoh, right? Why don't we just do stuff to him? Why we gotta do horrific things to so many people? Yeah, this is kind of timely and horrible, isn't it?
I was just gonna say,
isn't
it's
it
very
pretty
timely.
Fucked? Yeah.
It's very timely what's happening now, and it's very like... The older you get, I feel like you really start to lose faith in the reality of people doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Because we're all flawed, and it's just, this film depicts it so clearly, but it's just really, really sad the timing now. Because, I mean, when I was watching, that was also why I got sad. When I was watching, I was like, this feels too real.
Yep.
Right now. And children dying and like all these things that you're just like, oh, I thought there was a standard, but it's about people's bubbles, right? It's about...
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy. However, sorry to be so dark, but it's just real.
It still gets dark because children now are gonna die.
Children now die.
Unless you kill a lamb, which I just want to point out is technically a child. It's a sheep child. So again, we've got some ethics issues here.
Okay.
God, we could have just like used paint. Okay, fine.
But that's see, that was the only piece to the film that I think they were like, there was a little bit of like, if you mark yourself, right? If you acknowledge,
because this was like acknowledging God, like you have to do something for God to show your like faith and blah,
which
whatever.
I was a little bit like, hey, okay,
yeah,
whatever.
Too many decades.
I cried my eyes out, and this was the moment where the brother was like, you know what, let your people go. Fine.
He just
let them go.
He lost his son. He's just totally broken and sad.
I'm broken and sad, and then he's like, JK, I'm coming back with vengeance.
He does, but not
Holy
before
shnikes.
we get, do you believe? And I love how Sandra Bullock's character is the one who starts singing this, because we literally go, it's not even like a 2-minute difference of, a lot of kids are dead. Anyway, here's Sandra Bullock about to sing an inspirational song about hope and faith. And I'm like, whoa, my neck hurts. Okay. Give me a little more time before that.
This is a time, there are no social media. Camels are delivering information. Somehow, everyone knows what the fuck is up.
They knew because they heard Whitney Houston singing from the rafters.
Gossip in this town on fire. Twitter could learn.
They walked, I don't know how far they walked, but this is a trek. And they sang the whole damn time until they get to the ocean, which is the Red Sea, I believe.
Yes.
And then they're like, well, what the fuck do we do? And then, this is where Ramesses is like, JK, bitch! JK, I'm not gonna let you people go, even though you already walked here! Woo! Let's tack!
And then like, fucking God throws down a Twister fire tornado.
God, hello? Could we have Twister fire tornadoed at other moments? I don't know. I just saw it. Okay. It's fine.
I don't know.
It's fucking...
I don't know. I mean, people always say God is a woman, but I don't know if it was in this movie. Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, this God was Val Kilmer, and it's definitely
however,
not how a lady would handle it.
The animation.
Oh my God,
of going to part the sea.
So cool.
It's so fucking cool.
It's so
and
cool.
Then there's like lightning, and there's fucking whale shadows and fish shadows, and I'm like, all I do is watch Finding Nemo with my daughter. This shit is fucking awesome.
It's so true. You do watch
it's
that
so
movie a lot.
Awesome. Oh my God, I watch it so much. Now we're on to Finding Dory.
Oh,
it's
thank God.
A great movie.
Oh, thank God.
But like, I just was like, the animation is... I understand the whole you got Shrek'd now because, wow.
They got Shrek'd, yeah.
But then, even when they get in the water and they think it's fine, then somehow Ramesses and his crew is right behind it, but then, like, they all get massacred because, like, he then unparts the sea and they literally drown.
I mean, like, again...
there's so many dead people.
There's a lot of deaths at God's hand, and deaths from other people's hands, but, yeah...
I'm not gonna touch that one.
Okay.
Because that's a giant, long moral conundrum that I think a lot of people can't answer, and I don't want them to. You know? Like, you don't want anyone to die, right?
All I wrote is, LMAO, okay, God, your firepower just ran out? You love the drama? What's the deal? Anyway, all the good people made it, and the bad people died. Huzzah! And that's literally how it ends, where they all make it to what is now Israel, right? That's the Holy Land. And then it ends with Moses carrying the 10 Commandments. And good luck with that, guys. It's just...
I know this isn't the right way to watch this movie, but I was finally ready to hear Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey's version.
I did have the credits play through that entire song, because I was like, I gotta hear it. It's so good. It won an Oscar.
We pray. Yo, I fucking danced around my house with James and Kate singing these goddamn songs. They looked at me with 6 heads, and I was like, I am edumacating you.
You are gonna learn about
You're gonna learn.
Songs. You're gonna learn today. I gotta get you a karaoke machine.
Can you please pick a fun movie next? Because I can't take an intense, sad drama.
Oh,
no. Good.
Well, wait. Okay, so the pick that I had, it's not sad. I think it's fun. I think you'll have fun. You're not gonna cry. Is that...
All right, it's not like horrible death and ethical conundrums? Oh, God!
You're not gonna cry.
Okay.
I think you'll be okay. Before I get into that though, Bridge, just to be clear, would you watch or don't watch?
Okay, that's a really good question.
Oh.
Because with the timeliness, it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
I hope you guys all understand what we're implying. And it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch right now. I would watch it. I just think that it needs to be a different timeline in life. How about you?
I feel like at some point I will watch it again, but I'm not going to watch it a lot if I watch it again. You know?
I was just going to say, I mean, it kind of like seen it once, seen it before. It cracks me up as a kid that you watch this so much, you know? It's kind of intense.
I was watching it a lot. I think it was because of the songs, though. Like, I like the songs in it.
Oh my god, the songs are amazing.
They really sold it for me, but,
Totes.
All right, well, Bridge, yeah, we're not going to cry, okay, where we're going. But we are going to the 80s. I don't remember when we were in the 80s last, but we're going to the 80s, specifically 1986. Now, Bridge.
I hate to say this, but that was when I was born.
Oh, that's fun. Well, this is a very highly rated movie. And Bridge, this is actually a sequel. And we have done the first movie. So you'll know what's happening. Because I don't think you've seen this movie.
Wait.
You're punching. What is that?
Is it a boxing movie?
Oh, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Like a Rocky? No.
No, okay.
No, Rocky. This is considered action, adventure, sci-fi. Now, we did just do a big movie by the iconic and infamous and divisive writer-director James Cameron. And I talked about a movie.
Shit.
I talked about a movie that I was like... That's a great one. Yep. We should do that. And I'm sorry, but it was just...
Oh my god, it's a scary one.
It was implanted in my chest.
Katie.
Like in a... You know, I was in space.
Isn't this scary?
And Bridge, we're gonna watch Aliens
2.
Well, it's just Aliens. There's an S in the end. So that's how we know it's the second one. There are some scary parts, but this is more of a action. This is more action than the first movie. The first movie feels like straight horror. This is more action. There's like,
all right.
I don't know if excitement's the right word, but you're not gonna cry. I don't think.
I mean, of fear, but not of ethical dilemmas.
Yeah, well, you know, there might be one or two in there, but those people get their comeuppance, I would say, or those aliens or whatever you want to call. We do get Sigourney Weaver back. She's the best. She is her same character, Ellen Ripley. This is described as decades after surviving the Nostromo incident.
I remember.
Which was on the ship. Ellen Ripley is sent out to reestablish contact with a terraforming colony, but finds herself battling the Alien Queen and her offspring. Okay, they don't even hide it. It's that's what we do. But she's with like army people now, so it's a little more. So at least
she's leading, and she doesn't have to like make people listen to her.
No, she's the fucking leader. She's like the consultant. It's pretty awesome. This movie, I would argue, I feel this way with the first movie, but this one especially is very girl power. And Bridge, I don't know if you're going to agree with this, but I'm going to plant this in your head now. I do feel this is a little bit of like moms kick ass. Yeah! And I'm going to leave it at that. And you can let me know if you agree with it after you watch it. But yeah, that's what we're doing. We can do it.
Okay, I trust you.
Yeah.
Jack, I trust you.
You jump, I jump. Yep.
God, well, I'll never let go.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Well, Bridge...
I believe in miracles.
I was going to say, if you believe in miracles, when you believe, when hope is frail. It's not rhyme. It's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe, because now you will. Now you will. You will when you believe. That's all I got. And I love you.
I really have to look up, is hope frail? I don't know. What is hope?
When hope is... it makes sense in a sentence, but I don't like the rhyming. Frail and kill? I don't hear it. They end in L? Come on, that's a stretch.
Though hope is frail.
Frail, okay.
It's hard to kill.
Frail and kill don't rhyme, but...
Who knows what miracles can achieve when you believe? Somehow you will when you believe.
You will when you believe.
I just want to let you know, we jump timelines. There's a wormhole.
Oh.
I end up being the prince of Egypt, but you end up being Moses. You come to me.
Uh-oh. Wait. Moses was the prince of Egypt.
Okay, sorry, the other prince
Oh.
and then becomes king. I become king. You come to me and you're like, yo, 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 yo.
Oh, God.
Shit's bad. Even though your whole life you've been told something. I'm believing you.
You will when you believe, Fridge.
I'm believing you.
Hope
I'm going
is
to become
frail.
an upstander.
It's hard to kill.
I'm going to sing this song to you and say, I'll believe you. Everyone's free. I'm so sorry. My bad. And then I'm outie.
That's a relief. And then I'll be like, God, did
I
you
would do
hear
that
that?
for you.
No one needs to die, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Put
Everybody
the snakes
lives.
away, all right? We're
Everybody
good.
lives. I'm like, listen.
Keep the
we just,
locusts
like,
with you.
We create a different system.
Yeah.
We figure out how everyone gets to be fair and ethical.
I love
Life's
that.
good.
And Jeff Goldblum's there, too. So, thank God.
he becomes king. I step down. He's
He's in charge. He just dances on jumbotrons. Yeah, I love it. Oh my God. Oh, and listeners, if you also love Jeff Goldblum,
believe in miracles,
and if you believe in miracles, yes, and if you think that life could have been different if we had some upstanders and education and maybe just turning our heads a little bit to the left to see a giant mural in your own home that you walk by every day. I don't know,
I know.
man, things could have been different. Yeah, if you think all that, you should write us a review.
Woo!
We love reviews. We love written reviews. You can review us on Apple Podcasts, along with some other podcasting apps. We also have a website, sisterswhoseenit.com. On our website, you can request a movie. So there is a form you can fill out. Your request will go on a list, and we look at the list every now and then, and we will do it eventually. And
Okay.
Bridge, what else can they do on our website?
They can give us tips. Woo! That's money.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at our ratings.
Oh.
They're good.
They're good.
Sorry, I'm going back to the ratings.
Oh, okay.
They're good.
They're
However, we know the stats of how many of you listen every week, and it's lower than the amount of you who rated us.
That's true. That is true.
So you're listening every week.
Where y'all at? Give us
but then
the ratings.
you don't write us a review.
Mm.
And here's the thing. We're looking to not work.
Always.
Okay?
That is always my goal.
This is fun, and if we get more people that give a shit about this, we don't have to work, okay?
Yeah.
Don't make us get Val Kilmer down here because we feel like we need to be free
Jesus.
from work.
Oh, God.
Oh, sorry. Oh, is that threatening?
That's
Sorry,
a dark
I'm so
comparison.
sorry. Back to what I'm supposed to be saying. Please give us money and also buy our merchandise. I love you. I love you. Bye-bye.
Wow.
I love you.
Okay. I love you. Bye-bye. All right. So, yes, check all that out, listeners. And we'll see you next time for Aliens.
Aliens.
With an S. Yeah, don't watch the first
There's
one
a lot
again.
of them.
Just
See you
there
then.
really
I'm
are.
afraid.
You're gonna do great.
Afraid.
Girl
Bye.
power. I love you. Bye-bye.
Sigourney. Bye-bye. I love
I
you.
love you. Bye-bye.
When you believe.
Thanks for tuning in to Sisters Who Seen It. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out our website at sisterswhoseenit.com, where you can email us, request movies to be reviewed, and keep up to date with all things sisters. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you next week.